Hi, friends. Welcome to the Feather Cottage with Dee for our first evening discussion of Battlefield of the Mind. I was going to get on here at 7 and I had some difficulty getting on, and I finally have been able to get on. So I'm going to see if anyone is able to join or tonight or not. This is the first time we've done an evening discussion of the book Battlefield of the Mind uh, by Joyce Meyer. This is the book right here. It does not come with this. I had mine bound so I could read it easier. But it's an awesome book. So I'm going to give it a few minutes and see if anyone comes on or not. And if not, uh, we will try this again next week, and hopefully I won't have as many difficulties uh, getting getting on. I had a little bit of issues tonight. Um, this has been an amazing study. We also discuss it at 2 uh, p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, 1 Central. And we've got a wonderful group that's been coming to that discussion. And there were several that had said that they were not able to make it at night or make it during the day, wanted it at night. So we've got one person on. Who do we have on? And welcome. I'm getting on here a little later. Oh, we have two. Yay. Love to know who's in here. I got on here a little later. I was having some issues with the internet and everything, but I think I got them resolved. So I think we'll be okay. Who do we have joining us tonight? Hi, Linda. Yay, you got to get on tonight. That's awesome. How are you doing tonight, honey? And Danielle said you called her after we got off the live and told her last night. She said she didn't call me while you were live. So who's the other person we have on here? Well, we're going to try to discuss chapter 2. Chapter 2. No, not. We're discussing chapter 15, part 1. And then I will be, that's okay. I was just picking on you because she was picking on you today in the live at 2. It was it was funny. We have to pick on each other now. Come on. Um, but I wanted us to see for the ones that are working during the day, um, for them to be able to get on and discuss it. This may be a good idea, and this may not. We'll see. um, so, are you working tonight? I've got an awful glare on my glasses. If I go too low, then you can't see me. It's really Oh, good. That works. Yay. Well, that's what matters. I mean, there were so many. They were saying they were having trouble because of being at work and not being able to join in the discussion that really wanted to. It says we have three on. Who's the other one that has jumped on? If you'll give this a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Then I'll know whether I need to keep doing it at night or not. Got hubby out the door to work and got Jazzy uh, calmed down. So we should be good. Earlier live was really good. We had a lot of praise reports and a lot of prayer requests. If anyone has prayer requests tonight, please let me know and we'll make sure that we add them to our prayer group. Um, we had several prayer requests. Several were from people that are YouTube creators that had messaged me, and then a few were actually on the live earlier. So somebody got off. That's okay. This may not be for everybody. That's okay. Um, did you get to either read it, Linda, or watch the video I put up for it? And I will be putting part 2 up when we finish this live. I just didn't want to get it up and confuse people on which part we were discussing tonight. So I thought it was just easier to wait until after the live was over. I was kind of hoping Bella would get on tonight. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Trying to get comfortable. Sorry. Uh, so, what did you find to be the parts that spoke to you the most tonight, Linda? There was so much that spoke to me. It was just like, I swear she wrote this book for me. um, it's really been one of those books that just makes you really stop and think and see where Satan attacks you daily, and you just don't realize it. I'm gonna move this down. Maybe that makes it a little better. Um, but I just was really uh, taken back by the different areas of thoughts that we don't think about in the midst of being attacked. You hear Jazzy in the background. Oh, now you see Jazzy in the background. He's learned to get on the couch. Um, he is a mess. But um, parts, that forgetting that God and Jesus are the same, obviously, but forgetting that when we accepted the Lord Jesus as our Savior, we took on His Spirit, and we have the same powers He does to fight Satan, and we just need to use them. We don't. We let him defeat us in place of fighting back. And that was one thing that really got me. What now? Well, I read over what you thought was for someone, and it wasn't me, but I prayed for them. Really makes me think over myself personally. Yes, it does. I'll tell you, Jazzy's throwing pillows off the couch. Sorry. Trying to do this first part, Satan just kept attacking me. I mean, he was making it so difficult. There was parts of it. There's one area that I re-recorded six times before I just pressed through and got it out. But Satan, somewhere there's somebody that is needing to hear this book, and get this message. And Satan is not wanting this message to be told. He is attacking in every way. And God is still prevailing. He is still answering prayers. And I just he had to come in and say hi. He doesn't have a squeaker tonight, so he can't squeak it on us. But Satan has tried, and God prevails. And like I said, Melinda, just in situations that you've been in part of the group in the morning or the early afternoon group where God has answered prayer. Jazzy, stop. I'm just thankful that He's answering. Thank you for the thumbs up. So who all do we have on besides Linda? It shows we have 3 people on. I'm kind of hoping Bella. Jazzy, stop. I'm hoping Bella. He's full of himself tonight. Can you tell? I'm hoping Bella will be able to join us. She didn't get to earlier. Yes, if you look at mine, I don't know if it shows up. You can see where I have highlighted and exclamation pointed and Jazzy. Thank you. There's places that I've written notes in the side margins. And like I said, this is a book that I feel like you need to keep in your arsenal of, hey, Biddy, welcome. How are you tonight? Again? Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll definitely. I was just kind of hanging out for a minute, waiting for people to be able to get on since I got on late. I was supposed to be on at 7. He found his toy. And so I was just kind of giving people some time to get on. Are they saying more tornadoes tonight? Or just bad wind and rain? Hey, Bella, you did make it. Yay. I looked for you earlier today, and then I thought, well, I don't know if she was saying she was getting on at the 2 o'clock one or the evening one. I was like, I'm so confused. Monster tornado touchdown about 15. Oh my goodness. That's fine, Bella. That's fine. You had birthdays and your daddy's birthday, and we said a prayer for Angela this in the early afternoon. Uh, um, Goodness, discussion. Here we go. I'm losing my mind. Jazzy's distracting me. He's trying to figure out where his toy is, and I've hid it from him. He can't find it. It's bothering him. So did Angela have a good birthday? Oh, you're more than welcome, Bella. You know, she's definitely a gift, and we prayed that God's protection as she grows into a young woman would be with her, and He'd always keep His hands on her, and keep her living the life that He intended for her. No, Betty. Oh my goodness. Dana is in Oklahoma. Well, if you're saying that, I believe that because you're a pretty good girl yourself. Dana, I hate that those tornadoes are back again. Oh my gosh. I missed that part of the Weather Channel even saying anything like that. I know that St. Louis was supposed to be getting hit. They said that last night. I haven't had time today to even check the weather. I know that it was raining here this morning and it has quit right now. So this weather's been crazy for everybody. So did you have any damage, Dana, from that tornado that hit 50 miles? Was it north of? Oh, excuse me. Was it north of you or south or? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I got the hiccups or the burps. 50 miles really isn't that far. I know when the one that came through where I live a few years ago, it let's see. Okay. Here we go. Oh, is he okay? Is his farm and stuff okay, Dana? Have you heard? Have you been able to get a hold of him? Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. And there's something then, between these tornadoes and then the mass flooding everywhere. You just sit there and you look at these people's homes, and it just makes me sick to my stomach to see how many people have lost their homes with the flooding and stuff too. It's horrible. Oh no. Well, he may be busy trying to clean up mess for all you know. Maybe you can give him a call after and see. Oh goodness. Well, we got 4 on, and if you all make sure to give it a thumbs up, you all know the drill. I appreciate that very much. We had a really good group on this afternoon. We have several prayer requests from this afternoon that I want to include tonight. A couple of the people that are YouTubers. I don't know how many of you have as a subby. Evelyn, she had a pacemaker put in today. And then Grandma Joe, she was on, and we prayed for her and her husband. We prayed for you, for Amanda, Dana, that she can lick this cancer. We had Annie Farmers. I don't know if you know her. It's Annie Farmers Farm. She was hurt last week or the week before last. She got her arm caught in some wire, and it really... Hey, Davita. I'm so glad you got to join again tonight. Yay. I was telling them what we were praying about earlier today. but Annie hurt her arm pretty bad, and she's been having some pain with it. And so um, we included her in our prayers. And then Susan from Susie's Cozy Corner, her neighbor's son committed suicide. And so we prayed you know, for the family. And then Myra, who maybe some of your all's study also. Her brother was having surgery, and then her daughter was flying to London. And so we were praying for safe travels for her. Danielle asked for prayer for her pastor's wife and one of the deacons in her church. And then we prayed for Davita's grandson's school so that he would have a great school year and get the benefits he needs. Is there any other prayer requests? Yeah, isn't it cool? It's her birthday. I just think that's awesome. Oh, good, he's laid down. Yay. My hair is a hot mess. Oh, go away. Well, why don't we start out in prayer real quick, and then we can discuss, and everyone can share what. Okay, how many of you either got to read it? Linda said she read it. So how many of you got to read it or watch the video? Everything is popping up at one time. I'm sorry, guys. Now you know why last night I was sitting at the table so that he couldn't be my little sidekick. He has to sit by me. That is awesome. Okay, Dana. Well, part 1 of chapter 15 is up, and I will be putting part 2 up later tonight. I've just got to do the intro. I still haven't even had time to do that yet. And so it'll be up some point tonight. You can watch it for sure tomorrow or later tonight if you're a night owl, which I know you are, Dana. And with these storms going through, I know you'll be up again. Bless your heart, you just can't win for losing. Well, I'm going to go into prayer real quick, and then we can start our discussion and just have a little chit chat along the way too. Dear Heavenly Father, we come here tonight, and we give you thanks and praise that we live in a country that we can join together and we can pray and we can study and we can have a Bible. We don't take it for granted as much as we don't use it as much as we should, and take it more for granted than we should. And we ask your forgiveness for that, Lord. I thank each one of these ladies that have been able to join us tonight. Anyone that'll be watching the replay, please put a hedge of protection around all of them. You've heard me name the people that needed prayer tonight. You know everyone's needs and wants before it's ever spoken, Lord. We ask that you be with everyone in the floodings and the tornadoes right now. Somehow let them know that you're still there and you love them in the midst of all the trials they're going through right now, Lord. Be with those who are struggling financially. Be with the ones that are battling cancer and their caretakers that are helping try to take care of them, Lord. The friends that we have that are having surgery, please be with them and their doctors and their nurses and let them have quick recovery. Be with our children and our grandchildren. Keep them safe and help us lead them in the right direction, Lord, and help them be able to find the right schools, the right anything that they're needing to be the best person you want them to be. And be with sweet Angela, as today's her birthday, Lord, and be with Bella's daddy and give him 75 more years of great health, please, Lord. We just thank you for being there for us and loving us, and for your son dying on the cross to forgive us of our sins. We give you thanks and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. You'll be up all night. Is that what you're saying? You up too, Dana? Well, this one was the mind of Christ. And the scripture that she started out this chapter on was, "For who has known or understood the mind, the counsel, and the purpose of the Lord, so as to guide and instruct him and give him knowledge? But we have the mind of Christ, the Messiah, and do hold the thoughts, feelings, and purpose of his heart." And it was uh, 2:16. And she started out, if we want to follow in his footsteps, we must begin to think as he did. We must have the mind of Christ and a new heart and a new spirit. And then she goes on, as Christians, you and I have the new nature that is actually a nature of God deposited in us at the new birth. God knew if we were to heed to his ordinances and walk in his statutes, that God knew he would have to give us his spirit and a new heart and mind. And I'm thankful he did that. And it's really sad. It's like so many of us have got that gift. God gave us that gift, and Christ gave us that gift. It's kind of like we set it on a shelf and forgot it. We just forgot it was even there. It's like going through your closet and finding something you bought last year, and we don't take it out and we don't use it like God intended for us to use it. I catch myself, at least, not using my gift of his knowledge and his peace and his temperament. She went on somewhere in here and she was talking about, Jesus always had kind words and never belittled people or was arrogant or anything along those lines. And at times we can get that way and not even realize we're doing it. But she had the steps in here, and the first step was to think positive thoughts. And that's where Satan really comes after us, making us think that either we can't do it, we're not smart enough to do it, we don't have enough money to do it, God's not going to answer our prayers, various things that Satan uses in a negative way. And God isn't negative. We have to take those thoughts captive and rebuke them, because God is loving, and God didn't make any mistake. The mistakes are us when we don't follow him. What are your all's thoughts on that? Oh, sorry. Bella, I feel you. I mean, like I told you last night, we're in the process of going to be moving, and everything in our life, we're starting a whole new chapter of life. And it does feel like Satan is just really attacking and, just making everything crazy. And I think that that's the thing that we all forget, is life is full of seasons and chapters in our lives. And everything doesn't stay status quo in good times or in bad times. In the bad times, we feel like we're never going to get out of them, but we do. I was reading the other day about, remembering the hard times God has brought you through, and never forget that he will bring you through them again. Oh, I was saying about keeping is her first step to having the strength of Christ to battle Satan was to think positive thoughts and realize that anything negative that comes across our minds, be it about ourselves, our finances, or whatever is going on in our life, that is Satan. And we've got to remember that that's not God, and that he will get us through. Your design. When? On your channel or on your business? Explain, I'm so confused. Can you prove they were yours, Bella? I mean, that's copyright infringement. They can't do that. Oh, honey. That is horrible. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's going to test you every day. And sometimes we're really aware of it. Oh, Bella. Bless your heart. Well, if you've got, I know if you have the original manuscripts, like if you're writing a book or you have the original designs and stuff and can prove that they were done prior to this person releasing, that copyright law won't allow her to do that. I mean, I know it means getting an attorney, but if they were something that she's able to use and make something with it, then you should fight for it. Oh my goodness. You know, then you have to remember what goes around comes around. What you sow, you'll reap. And that's the hard part. Oh my goodness, honey. Oh, that's just got to hurt so bad. But Bella, you just got to know. You got to know God, pray. God will open the doors and reveal the truth. Just have faith. And he says he'll do his part. We've got to do our part. If that means, I hate saying it, but taking her to court or whatever you got to do, I would. I hate being that way, but you've put that much time and effort into something for somebody to just come and take it. That's not right. That's not right at all. Oh, that just breaks my heart, Bella. Girl, if you don't make it to heaven, none of us are going to make it to heaven. You have been through it. That's true. And like I said, what she's sowing, she will reap. Um, and God brings to sight what is needed. Um, did we lose you there for a minute, Davida? Whoops. Okay, as long as the client knows, that's the most important. That I would go and I know in the States, I don't know how it is in Canada, but if you put a copyright symbol on your stuff and date it, like 2019 or whatever, um, they can't use it. But it's like, Linda says, no talent and copiers won't prevail. Yep. Because the next project that comes along, she may claim this is her project right now, that she did it. And when the next client wants her to do that or better, she won't be able to. She doesn't have the gift that God has given you. You've just got to we'll keep praying about it, and we'll definitely keep you in prayer. That just breaks my heart. I had worked 2 years on a business design and had the right people that I needed all on board. In fact, two of them were the ones telling me how to do it and helping me out and all. And I went to my final meeting to get everything set up. And the one that had helped me the most, that was the who's okay I needed, turned around and told me that I couldn't be a good recovery leader because I was an addict. And it just, cool. That's good, Bella. Hey, Grandma Joe, how are you tonight, honey? You're right, Linda. God will take care of her, and He will let this come out. Yes, yes, ma'am. God is a vindicator, and He will take care of it for you. How's your husband doing tonight, Grandma Joe? sleeping. Well, that means that he's getting some rest, and his body probably needs it to fight right now. So that's a good thing. Um, we've had him in prayer earlier today and then tonight. Somehow this will turn around in your favor. No one can hurt one of God's children without God coming in as our vindicator, is what Davida said. And I agree. It will come about. Oh, my business idea. I was opening a recovery. Well, I opened it and was trying to get an in-house patient recovery for women. And I'll just put it out. The judge was the one that had to okay. He'd be the one that would have to send them. And he had walked me step by step on what I needed to do. And I spent over $20,000 trying to get it set up. And the day we went for the final meeting, he told me that he couldn't okay it because I wasn't addict myself, and that I didn't know how to deal with addicts. And he gave the business to another group that's just a joke. They're doing it pretty much for the money and not. Their record speaks. So it hurt. It was bad, and I stuck it out for a long time, and did it for another year without the judge's okay. And I finally, that was what was keeping me from being with my husband, was that I was leading 2 and 3 classes a day, or a week rather, some in the jail and some out. And God revealed that I just needed to come and take care of my family. So I have given that up. And I'll tell you, when you've done that for the last several years and you've loved the people you've been working with, they've all got their own story, they've all got their own difficulties, and they're all trying to get their lives turned around. It was really hard to leave. Matter of fact, one of them called me this morning and was talking to me and telling me about some of the other people that had been in the group. And some were doing good and some are back in jail. And it just broke my heart. But it happens. There's a reason. There's a reason. I don't know what it is. God will prevail, but it has now been 2 years since that went down, and I spent 2 years getting ready and spent, like I said, well over $20,000 getting everything set up. And by God's grace, we had found the home, everything ready to purchase. We just needed the judge's signature that he would send people to us for proof of income for the bank. And when he did that, I was thankful. I was really upset that I had to have that for proof of income in the beginning. But I thought for sure, he'd been working with us. So I just knew in my heart that he was going to give it. And then he didn't. And at first it literally put me in bed, literally, for about 2 or 3 days. I was so depressed. But then in the end, I realized that it was a blessing that I had not gone on and purchased the property for the in-house patient treatment center. That God had protected me by having to have the judge's signature, because the judge somewhere along the line prior to that had already made up his mind and was already supporting the other group, and I didn't know it. So God protected me, but it still cost us a lot of time and money and heartache. But it's okay. I'm okay now. It was a little bit rough there for a little bit right after it happened, but God got me through, and we haven't missed a meal, and so we're good. And hubby and I are together. It's not keeping me from him. So everything works out for a reason. I don't totally understand that reason. May never, but I just trust that God had a reason. And God will bring it to the forefront, Bella. The community knows that this other rehab isn't working. So I don't know. I may end up doing that again. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yes, Grandma Joe, you were right. Faith is awesome when you use it, and you just got to use it. You have to use it. And in the midst of the storm, you've got to remind yourself that you're God's child, that He loves you, He's protecting you, He knows the big picture. You know, I used to tell the girls in the jail, take a piece of paper and just put a little pinhole in it and then look through it. And what that little bit is what you see, but God sees the whole piece of paper, and He knows where your path is supposed to go. He knows the whole story, and we don't. We're just getting that little bitty pinhole, and we've got to keep faith that He's there. And He doesn't say that we won't go through hard times. He just says that He'll go through them with us, and we got to remember that. You know, I've heard so many people, well, if there was such a loving God, why does, people do drugs? Why do people lose their children? Why does this, and this happen? And God doesn't say we won't have hard times. He just says to remember He'll be with us during the hard times. And I can't imagine going through the hard times without Him with me. The ones that have not accepted the Lord, I pray for them because it just breaks my heart. I can't imagine going through the difficulties in life and not having God to turn to. It's just scary. Did you get to help him? Is everything okay, Dana? He will. He will when it's the right time, and He'll make sure you're okay. And you need to pray about that. I mean, I know half of you is joking and half of you is serious, but you need to pray about that He will bless your retirement and make it where you're comfortable and can, have a good retirement. That's what my husband and that's one reason we're like, the house and all that stuff. For me to be at the house and take care of it, then I can't be with him. And we're paying for that house, and we're paying, for the expenses here at the camper. And I would rather take that money that we're paying on the other house that I'm in there by myself half the time, and put it towards our retirement. It's silly, paying almost $2,000 a month in expenses for the house. It just doesn't make any sense. Yep, he was mad. And, uh-oh. That's not good, Dana. Is he a happy camper now? You're right, Grandma Joe. Oh, the other day, what was it I did to my husband? I don't remember if I stepped on his toe. No, I shoved his hand in the door of the camper. I didn't realize he was holding like the wall, and I pulled the door shut and pinched his fingers. He was so mad at me. It was horrible. All I could do was stand there and laugh. And I felt bad that I hurt him, but I was like, you knew I was coming in. You knew I was going to shut the door. Why did you put your hand there? And I did. I laughed for like 5 minutes. He looked at me and he said, that is not helping matters. And it was kind of like one of those things, the madder he got, the funnier it got. And finally, I was able to control myself and stop laughing. I had to apologize to him, but I couldn't help myself. I just cracked up laughing. Because I was just like, why on earth would you stick your hand on the door frame knowing that the door was coming at you? I don't know. But yeah, I hate it when you get like that, Dana, because it sure doesn't make them any happier. But she had the first step was to think positive thoughts. And then the second step, where did it go, was to be God-minded and have continued fellowship with our Heavenly Father. It's impossible to have full fellowship with anyone without having your mind on that individual. And here's where she explains that she can be in the car with her husband and him talking to her, and if she's thinking other things, then she's not in fellowship with him. And I am bad about doing that. My mind will get racing when people are talking to me, and I hear half of what they said, and then I feel like a fool because I have to go, what was it you were saying? And she's talking about, having our mind and listening for what God is telling us, that we're giving Him our full attention. And I'm bad about that. I can be in the middle of prayer, which I have ADD, so that doesn't help. But I can be in the middle of praying or reading the book, and my mind just wander off somewhere, and then I have to, like, oh wait, what did I just read? Where was I? Or what did they say? Or what was I doing? I joke around and call it sometimers, because I can go in to get my keys and then stand there and stare like, why did I come in here? I don't remember why I came in here. And it's just because in between what I thought I needed to go get and getting to the place that I need to go get it, my mind just thought about 20 different things. And so I can see where she's saying if we don't keep our mind on Christ, that we're going to be in a mess. Yes, Bella, I am really excited for you in your home. I know that had you in panic when the other one fell through. Um, well, I hope you did not have your phone out to record him, Dana. That'd just be mean. Drop my book. That would just be being mean when they're throwing a hissy fit. And then step 3 was to remember, be God loves me minded. And that's where Satan, comes at us, that he doesn't love us, and she says she's learned the same thing is true, that God's love is true in his presence. It is never meditated. If we never meditate on the love he has for us, we will not experience it. And she says, what was it? She said that when one of her first lessons was, she asked what she was praying to God what she should lead her first lesson when she started her ministry. And he told her that to tell his people that he loved them. And she was like, well, John 3:16 says that. Everybody knows that. And he told her that few of my people really know how much I love them. If they did, they would act differently. And I thought, wow, it's true, because you don't want to hurt the person you love. And we'll do stuff that we know is not God's work or God's will, and we don't think anything about it. Yes, Bella. Yes. And you will feel it. You will feel it. You will know it. If you meditate and remind yourself, God loves me, because Satan will make you feel like he doesn't. But you have got to remind yourself that he loves you and he's there for you. And that's the part that Satan uses to destroy us, or try to destroy us. And then, okay, I've lost step 4. Well, where on earth did it go? Oh, step 4 is, did I go too far? No, is to have an extortive mind. He who extorts or encourages, and it says, the person with the mind of Christ thinks positive, uplifting, edifying thoughts about other people as well as about himself and his own circumstances. Bella, right now you're getting challenged there, and that's where Satan is going after you right now, honey, and fighting, because you will win. You've got God on your side. Having the uplifting, and this just came to my mind. Pray for your enemy. There's something, there's some reason, excuse me, that that person felt she needed to do that. It may be that she knows maybe she doesn't have the talent or something, pray that God will relieve whatever is going on in her mind that we're not aware of. As we were talking last night, we don't know her backstory. We don't know why she even thought that was okay to do that. But pray her through, and it'll come out right. The Bible says, pray for your enemies and love your enemies, which is very hard to do, very hard to do. And I'm not telling you to do something I didn't do when, now the judge and I are friends again. It took a while. It took a while for me to even look at him. I just wanted to punch him because I felt like he had misled me. Well, he had misled me. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just hard. Bella made some designs that she spent 18 months doing, and another person stole them from her. you may be exactly right, Bella. And that if somebody liked those designs, that's showing you, yes, honey, you've got talent, and it's talent God gave you. And He may be telling you, hey, quit, quit not using my talent I've given you, and show the world what you're capable of. And yeah, it may have been something that you just didn't really truly understand you had, and you do. And obviously, you do if the client liked it. The client liked it and she liked it enough to steal it and say it was hers. She had to thought it was a really good idea to try to take ownership of it. And so that's two people telling you you did good. You did good. So don't stop believing in yourself. And this may be a new avenue the Lord's wanting you to go down. And you just needed proof that you are very very talented in that area. And it's so sad. We have to stop and think in the midst of the storm, what is God trying to show us? Is there something, that's what I'll pray, God, is there something, a deficit in my character, a deficit in my abilities? What is the deficit you're trying to show me? Um, you don't always like it. You don't always like hearing what He's going to show you. But if you'll listen, it always helps you. Um, it's just hard listening and accepting when He tells you something. That's the hard part. That's not the easy part. And then here at step 5 was developing a thankful mind. And I think that's the part, as I said earlier, Davida heard me earlier, we as parents are more than happy to do things for our children. And all we need is a thank you or them to follow through or something to show that they listened and they appreciated it. And God is no different. He will still do for us, but in our laziness, in our living in the self, in the flesh, we, I think, keep a lot of blessings from ourselves because we don't show the appreciation and we don't follow through when He shows us things. And we do what we want in the flesh. And it keeps us from receiving the blessings that God has. And all we got to do is thank Him and do what He's asking us to do. It's something where we fall through the holes and the cracks and all as fleshly people. And I really agree with her to develop a thankful mind. I know this is going to sound crazy, but every time I get a new subby, I'm saying, thank you, Lord. I know that He's the one building this channel. It's not me, it's Him. And I would love for it already to be at 1,000 so that I'm not having to do it on my laptop and all this mess, but God will bring it when it's supposed to be. And that's what I've had to tell myself that, am I really prepared to get to that 1,000 and have that stress and have to put out the videos daily and or week, 2 or 3 times a week or whatever. Am I in that position right now? In truth, I'm not right now. Not with us getting ready to move and everything going on. I'm not where I can put 3 videos out a week right now. And God knows that. So by me not reaching that 1,000 right now, it's okay. I don't have 1,000 people going, where is she? And so I had to really stop and go, God, why? Why? And that's what He brought to my mind. Okay, Dana. Oh, I'm glad you came, honey. And please let us, again, keep us updated on these storms around you, hon. Let us know you're okay. We love you. And tell Rick that I said hi. And what now? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you know what's so bad, Grandma Joe, when you sit there and say that? When your mother has told you, no, that's the wrong person for you. I did the same thing. Had 2 children by him, and he was definitely the wrong person for me. But the more Mom would tell me no, the more I would make excuses for him, the harder I fought. And it wasn't until after she passed away that I was finally like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. and I divorced him. But it was me being stubborn. That's all it was, me being stubborn and not wanting to do what my mom was trying to tell me I didn't want her to be right. And that part was she was 100% right. And all I did was drag myself through hell. If I had left and never married him, would have been better, but I didn't listen. Yes. And like I said last night, she was my aunt. And I probably, excuse me, I probably would have listened had she and I had a stronger relationship. But was always, she was the type that um, always knew more than everybody else. And it's pretty much her way or the highway attitude. And so I was rebellious in that aspect. Oh, I'm getting choked. Let's see, I thank him all day long for stupid stuff. Yeah. And you should, because he blessed you with the money to even just to go to the Dollar Tree. You know, we forget that we own nothing. And that's what I've had to tell myself. Getting ready to go through all this stuff and purging. I don't know if y'all have ever watched Charles Stanley. He's the pastor in Atlanta. And one of his sermons was they're in a U-Haul following you when you go to your grave. And I had to remind myself that the other day that yeah, I have all my grandmother's stuff and my great grandmother's stuff and all, but they don't have it. It didn't go to the grave with them, and it's not going to go to the grave with me. And so I've asked my children, what they want of it. And I told them, I said, if there isn't anything you're wanting, I'm not going to hold on to it. I'm not going to sit here and pay storage and all this stuff for stuff that's not even going to go to them or that they'll sell after I'm gone. That just makes no sense. Okay. Don't beat yourself about. Yeah. And, like with my divorce, I joke around, but I'm dead serious. The Oh my goodness, excuse me, ladies. I'm so sorry. The best thing that came out of that is I've got two beautiful daughters that I'm very close with, and I have amazing grandchildren because of those two. My oldest daughter has one, and she's from my first husband, and he too had an affair on me. Um, and I had the guts to leave. I left him as soon as I found that one out. And then my second husband had over 22 affairs on me, and it took the 22nd to that I know of for me to get the guts to leave. And it was just because Satan was telling me, "Oh, you can't make it on your own. You've got 3 kids. Da 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 da. How are you going to do this?" And I felt bad about myself. I could help other people. I could help other people feel good about themselves, but I couldn't help myself. And I finally figured out how to help myself. And when I told him, I was done, I was divorcing him, his comment was, "Why now? You've put up with it all these years." And all I can say is I don't have to anymore, and we divorced. And now I've got a wonderful husband. So God blessed me in the end, and it was my own fault. Um, Definitely my own fault. Linda, you're funny. That's true. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, my ex-husband had the guts to bring his one of the women he was having an affair with and have her come and stay at our house for the weekend, um, making me think that uh, she wanted to be friends with the family and get to know the kids yeah, and come find out he was having an affair with her for 2 years, paying her bills and not paying ours. Um, yeah, it was, but what goes around comes around, and I want to say it so bad that I don't want to say it on the internet. But he got his due diligence. We'll put it that way. Um, what he sowed, he reaped. Um, I agree. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and we don't always understand the reason. Um, but yeah, Bella, you were so right. And Grandma Joe, you've got a wonderful husband now. and one that you don't want to lose, you know. So God's blessed you with a good man. So that makes it awesome. Um, yes, he that is just horrible. Let's see. My grandmother used to tell her, your children are only meant to you. We entrust you with them. And I never realized. Yep, you're right, Davida. You're right. Yeah, we're only given our children, our parents, for a period, you know, and that's what we've got to remember is that God knows the period of time, and we need to appreciate those people while they're with us in that time period. Um, you know, it's just like the seasons in life. We don't keep summer all the time. We don't keep winter all the time. We go through seasons, and anything that dies, if you ever notice, you know, everything starts dying in the fall. It goes dormant. It's all get out in the winter. But every spring we have a new beginning, and that's just how our lives are. We hit a point where we feel things dying, your relationships ending, or different things, and then we go through that death and that dead period. But then God always gives us a spring, and then He lets us enjoy a summer of full blooms and love. And we've just got to remember that there was a reason He set up 4 seasons. Oh, it's so hard. David, like I've said, and I told Susan that too. I have not lost. I miscarried back way back, um, but I haven't lost a living child. And to me, that would just be um, one of the hardest things to go through. Just one of the hardest things to go through. But Davida, you know what, honey? You've made it through. You you may have wanted to crawl in the grave with her when you were burying her because you can't imagine life without her. But you do have life, and there's a reason that you're here. You know, and it may just be through your channel because you're touching many, many, many people's lives. Um, there was a reason, and you did. You got to have all that love and all that memories, and they'll never leave you. You'll remember those. Um, I imagine, Davida. I just, like I said, I can't even begin to fathom losing a child. We all, you know, something. And the thing is, we sit here and we joke around about the book and all this stuff, but each one of us could write a book. And there's, you know, I went through a very abusive childhood after my dad died um, with my aunt, um, mentally, physically, sexually. I went through it, but I've survived. And the one thing that I've learned from all that, and I guess that's part of why I got in recovery and became a certified life coach and all that stuff in the very beginning. You know, what's the old saying? You don't understand till you walked a mile in someone's shoes. There's somebody out there that is going through what you're going through, and because you've been there, you will understand. Um, but if I hadn't gone through these things, I wouldn't have understood when these girls were telling me different stuff that they had gone through. And when I could say I understand that and be able to share my experience, then they really knew I understood. Um, you know, that was the part that bothered me. As I grew up, mother was addicted to pain pills. Um, I know what it's like to be the child of an addict. And the bad part was then she wasn't labeled an addict. Her doctor was giving them to her, and they didn't know about, you know, addiction like they do. Betty Ford had not started the Betty Ford Center yet, so it was, you know, I don't know. But we've all got things we've gone through that we can use to help other people. And we just got to remember that that may be exactly why God's letting us go through it, so we have a better understanding. Um, Everyone's dumb as I can. Yeah, Davita, and I'm so glad you have your channel. I'm so glad you do. Yeah, my grandmother was too, Davida. If my grandmother's the one that led me to the Lord, and for that I'll be ever grateful because I would not have made it. I would not have made it through my childhood had I not had God. Um, and I did at 17. I tried to commit suicide just to get away from my childhood. Um, and I went in and took a boatload of pills. And laying there, I just went back in my bedroom and just wanted to lay down and die in my sleep. And when I was laying there, I thought, I'm not going to make it to heaven, which 17-year-old's mind, not to really understand the Bible, but and that scared me. And I went in and told my parents, what I had done, and had to go get my stomach pumped and all that mess. But then I realized that I really didn't want to die. I just wanted out of that circumstance, and I didn't know how to get out of it except by there. And that's why I understand people who are suicidal. It's not you want your life to end; it's that you want out of the circumstance that's going on in your life right now. Um, yeah, and the other thing was that I wouldn't see my grandmother, and I wouldn't see my biological mom. I'd never meet her. She died before I was born, and they had to take me. And I remember that night laying there thinking I'd never see grandma again, and I would never get to meet my mother. And I had to go tell. I had to go tell what I had done. But yeah, each of us have been through. We each could write a book, and the part that becomes so amazing is to find out how many of the things that we've all gone through that other people have gone through too. But we've been taught, especially our generations, have been taught we don't talk about it. What went on in the house stayed in the house type thing, and now people are talking about it, and that's what's helping a lot of people. Um, yes, Grandma Joe, I want us to meet. Like I said last night, I would love for us to have a meetup. I would just give anything to put my arms around each of your necks. Yes, Linda, you were right. And I'll tell you, meeting Linda and Danielle and all, that was just an awesome. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. Um, and I know if we can ever all get together, it'll be one great time for all of us, I believe. Well, maybe, we need to really work on that. We need to see. I mean, I don't know that it would happen necessarily this year, but we could plan it for like the spring of next year or something where we have time to save money and that kind of stuff. Not according to Danielle. But now, I can tell you those videos of what we saw at the stores and stuff would not have been made if Linda had not been there. Because she was one, girls, you really need to get your camera out and video some. Oh, yeah, we need to do that, don't we? Yeah, the first meetup, that was rather funny. We got a big kick out of all that. It was funny. God will never. God's will, you never know. That's right, Bella. You are so right. And if we take from this study, what Joyce I feels like trying to get to us is that Satan's going to mess with us. Bad things are going to happen. We're going to think that he doesn't love us. That we've got to use his word to fight back. And bind Satan away from situations. There's power in the tongue, and Jesus spoke. He spoke these things. He didn't just wish them. He spoke them, and it was ye of little faith when he went to the fig tree. Why didn't the fig tree wither? And he said, ye of little faith, but he spoke it and said that it wouldn't exist anymore. And we have that same power, and we need to. You're right, Linda. Is that Danielle's rule or is that your rule? Okay, honey, we'll be here. But that's the things that just to remember, and we need to support each other. Um, and I think we're blessed. I really think we're blessed that we have this amazing group of people that we can turn to when we're hitting hard times, when we need prayer, when we just need a word of encouragement, we've got each other. And I thank God for that. I really do, because we're all going through different struggles in life. But then when you really look at them, they all go back to the same root. Um, Satan attacking us, and just not knowing how to handle situations usually. Some people have known. One can go to. Yes, Davita, I totally agree. Linda, you're cracking me up. And of course, they have no idea what you're talking about, because she didn't put that footage in the video. So they're like, what? No. But you tried, and I give you big props for trying, and I appreciate it. And you finally did get it, so that's good. Just a couple tries, but those things I really wish we could have done the bloopers. I wish Danielle would have put the bloopers at the end, because that was too funny. And see, it broke the ice. We all we did was sit there and laugh and have a good time when we just had met, and we were already done laughing at each other. So it was all worth it, Linda. It was all good. um, yeah, and I do. I thank you all so much for always being there for me. Um, Even though only one of you has actually met me in person, I am crazy. Linda can tell you, what you see is what you get. I'm just me. Um, got a couple screws loose at times, and I wouldn't change that at all. Like I said before, our lives. Some are good, some don't last. You're right, Davida. You are hitting it right on the head. Um, you'd be a good carpenter. You're hitting it on the head. Belly, you need to hire her. She can hit the nail on the head. Um, Hi. Well, thank you, honey. I'm so glad you jumped in here for just a minute, and I hope you're having a good night. I've really enjoyed your videos. I love the one on discipline. That I was like, yay, it's so nice to see somebody else does that too. You're fine. You're fine, honey. You are more than fine. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Um, oh, hey, no, you're being a good mama. You're being a good mama. And sometimes, as mamas, we don't get the reward and the that a girl, and we need to hear that we're doing it right, even when the world tells us we're doing it wrong, because we're not doing the worldly way. Um, it's nice to know that somebody sees we're doing it right. It's hard being a mama. Oh, my daughters laugh at me and tease, Mom, how did you not kill us? Um, my daughter that uh, has the four girls that you've seen in the videos. Um, Tonight, she was like, Mom, I'm fixing dinner, and I don't know if they're going to eat it or not. And I told her, I said, well, if they don't eat, do not go in there and fix them something else. They're going to have to learn to eat and be thankful that they've got something to eat. And it wasn't that she fixed a bad meal. It's just they're picky. And they don't do it at my house. And that's what's so funny. They know whatever I fix, they're going to eat it. And then they go home, and I don't like that. Da, 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 And I told her, I said, it's your fault, because you will go in there and fix something else for them. Okay, Linda, you have a great night, honey. And well, it's almost the weekend, so you have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Okay. Do you all like having this at in the evening too? Do I need to keep it going, or would you all rather not? I don't know, because we'll be in the camper, so it's wherever we're located. Right now, right now, my youngest daughter is, oh, excuse me, in the area that we are. Oh, I got the burps. I'm so sorry. And my other two daughters are 2.5 hours. Um, what was it, 3.5 hours to get to you, Linda, is where our other daughter is. Um, And then our sons, one's in Nashville and one's up by Cincinnati. So they're about 2 or 3 hours. So far we're within 3.5 hours from them. But we just don't know. We're in Indiana right now. We're in southeast Indiana. Um, but we don't know. Like I said, he could end up in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He could end up in Pensacola, Florida. He could end up. He told me today he applied in Minnesota. And I was like, oh, okay. So we don't know. It's wherever God puts us. Um, but with FaceTime and that kind of stuff, we stay in contact all the time. Um, I told my daughter today I'd really be excited if God put us in Pensacola because I know the kids would love to come down and spend some time on the beach this summer. So that would be a true blessing. Plus, that job's like an 18-month job. So that would be a big blessing. Um, but we just really don't know. Um, just wherever God puts us, we'll go. We're nomads right now. Or gonna be. We still have our house. We got to get all that taken care of. Which you understand that, Bella. God, a lot on me yet, but I am gonna do some videos. Yeah, Florida would be nice, and of course Pensacola's right there by Gulf Shores and all that. So you're just a hop, skipping away, and that would be a real blessing because my mother-in-law is only an hour and a half from there in Mississippi, so I could go and check on her. She's in assisted living, and it'd be a whole lot easier on us too to be able to be with her now that she's not in her home and stuff. When we go down there, we have to stay at a hotel and all that kind of stuff, and the hotels aren't nice ones, so it's been hard to be able to see her like we used to when she was in her own home. So Florida would be a blessing, and I would love for God to do that, but I'm going to accept whatever. A job's a job. As long as it pays the bills, I'll go wherever the Lord sends us. But yeah, and that's what I was telling my husband today is with YouTube, I'm blessed because I can take you all wherever I go, and I still got my friends. Um, You're funny. Well, he has spent like the last year up in this area, um, and it's been good, but it's been. Oh, hi, frustrated gardener. Good evening. How are you doing tonight? Now we were just kind of chit chatting and enjoying each other's company. Um, I think we've discussed. Do you all have anything you want to discuss about the book? Anything else that we haven't already, or about this chapter? I'm trying to say. I can't speak tonight. Well, I'm good. I think overall all of us are pretty good tonight. We're all pretty thankful, which is a good thing, a very good thing. Um, and last night's live was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. My husband came home and he said, "What happened? Where'd all this stuff come from?" I was like, "From my tote." He goes, "Oh, are you going to do anything with it?" And I said, "Well, the other stuff I've put back in the tote right now." But it's been frustrating because he's working nights and he gets off like at 3 in the morning. He comes in and sleeps, and then he gets up during the day. And I told him today, I said, "You are really messing with my videoing because I can't video." He wants to have the TV on or something going on. I'm like, I can't video when you have those things going. And okay, Grandma Joe, I'm glad you're back. Is he feeling better? I think Jazzy just gave up on me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that, Grandma Joe. I need to find like a magnifying glass that I can just oops, clip on my computer right there. Then I could sit here without my glasses on and be able to read. That's good, Grandma Joe. He's very blessed to have you. He really is. and that you have them at home and not just in a hospital or nursing home. Um, yep, Davina, you're right. And I love that. Um, and like I can still um, do the decor because I'm not gonna live in my camper and not have decorations. That's just there's no way I'd go bonkers. And it is our home, and I want to decorate it as I would my home. And like Tracy was saying, she had 4 or 5 areas. Well, I've got well, I'll kind of turn around. It's kind of a mess, but you know, we have this area that I can use that for my mantle. And then, oh, I hope I'm not going too fast to making y'all sick. Um, I have, you can see my crate sitting over there. I have my kitchen area, and then we have the counter. Um, and like last year, um, over here in this corner by the mantle or the shelf or whatever you want to call it, I had my tree, and I can still decorate. I can still do decorating videos, and I can still. We don't know. Um, we don't know. Just I want to get out of debt. I want to, which we will. We'll be able to quickly get out of it because right now we're supporting 2 households theoretically. We've got the house at home that's like over $2,000 a month expenses, and then this, and paying lot rent and insurance and all that mess. And so you can't get ahead when you're theoretically supporting 2 homes. So being able to get rid of one home, that money can go to retirement and that kind of stuff. I'd like to get the camper. We do have it financed, and so that way we can get it paid off quicker. And we'll probably in another year, maybe 2, get that sounds crazy, get a bigger camper. This camper was bought for just him, and it worked perfect when it's just one person. It works perfect when I would just come up on the weekends or something. But for actual full-time we're not camping, actual full-time living, we need more storage. But that'll come in time when the Lord thinks it's the right time. Damn, thank God. He may be, and you may be right. I like doing the decor. Don't get me wrong. I love doing the decor. And I love doing crafts. I'd like to do more cooking, but as all of you who do decor, there's only so much you can do. It gets expensive, and there's not enough storage for everything, And then you're trying to change things up from one year, especially after you've had it a few years. People have followed you, and they're like, "Well, I've already seen that," And I think being more diversified will be easier on me, to have some cooking and crafts and different things, not just decor, which has been pretty much what my channel started. And I really enjoy doing the Bible studies and stuff. I enjoy seeing God work, and not only in my life, but in your all's lives, like Davita's grandson in the school that had a waiting list, that was God. You can't even begin to say that wasn't God, and I just think it's amazing. So a fresh air gardener, I really don't know just how long to say. It could be a year. It could be a couple years. I just feel like God will put us when it's time for us to get out of the camper. We'll get out of it, but I'm just going to let God do it. I don't know. We do have like a 2, 5, 10-year plan. And we're just working towards those goals right now, and however long it actually takes us, hopefully the time frames that we've set up. But we don't really want to be here. The longest we'd want to be here is like 2 years, we think. And then if we get the bigger camper, we may enjoy it because it as crazy as it sounds, living in a camper, it's a nice camper. I've got everything I need. And it is nice getting to go to different areas and meet different people. And it was crazy. today Jazzy ran out the door and I had to go get him. He ran over to another campsite, and come find out they have just moved from this area to my home area, and their granddaughter's fixing to go to school at Murray State, where my kids went. And it was just a small world, We were like, oh, it was great, and so I could tell them, about our area and about Murray and all that, and it was really nice, getting to meet. And my husband says I talk to a wall if it just nod at me. So it's nice for me to get to meet other people and do things and see things that I wouldn't normally. And I don't have small children at home. My children are grown. I'm always able to go home, and if it means to fly home if we're very far or whatever. But I can still stay in touch with my grandkids and be at their things. And so, right now I'm kind of okay with it. Question very random. No, I'm actually Dorothy. Um, D came about because everyone teased me when I was younger in school. I've been to Oz lately. Where's Toto? Where's your ruby slippers? Blah 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 blah. All those things, because Dorothy is a very old name, which I was named after my biological mother that died before I was born, and so I just changed my name to D, and I've gone by D. Some people know me by Dorothy, like my older friends. They still call me Dorothy, and when they hear D, they're like, "Who?" And then friends that I've made, like from high school forward, most of them call me D. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I bet they asked you about Grease and everything else, didn't they? Have you seen Danny lately? Yeah, it stinks. It really stinks, when your name is used in a movie, because then you're picked on. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, especially Sandra Dee, because I'm assuming you're around my age, and so that was a popular movie when we were kids. Um, yeah, and of course, Wizard of Oz. It was really bad because it used to come out there at Easter, and so right after we get back from usually the spring break, everyone, oh, where's Toto? And you got your ruby red slippers, and so I remember back on my MySpace, dating myself again, but on my MySpace account, I actually went to um, uh, Kansas, where the writer, I've just totally gone blank about it right now. Her little house is, and it shows like the house that they used in the movie and stuff. And so I put a picture on my MySpace and said, I've been to Oz. And I got a little cup that says, I've been to Oz, and um, forget the, what is it? Forget the red slippers. I can't remember. I have a coffee cup. And so as I've gotten older now, I can have more fun with it. But when I was younger, it was not funny at all. Yep, from yep. It's so much easier. See, I think we all get a different name. And my mother-in-law, she cannot stand it, because many people want to call my husband Rod in place of Rodney. And she says, if I wanted him named Rod, I'd have called him Rod, but I named him Rodney. Oh, well, I'm 50. I'm 56. Oh, I had a birthday. That's right. I'm 56 too. So yes, I totally get you, First Red Garter. Yeah, I remember it came out like when we were 12, 13 years old. I remember going and seeing it at the drive-in. And I love that movie. Yeah, I got tickled. Can you all believe? I don't know how many of you have watched Steel Magnolias. Um, it's 30 years old. I was like, oh, that makes me feel really old. My daughters are like, shut up, Mom, because it was, when we said, well, I was just a baby, but I remember it, and I'm like, can I believe that movie is 30 years old? Well, Grandma Joe, you're right at my age. See, that's why I need to get faces. Davida, I see why you asked about pictures with faces. I need to make me a little, like, was it like the church directories? Make me a YouTube directory so that I can have a face with a name, because I don't remember your face. I don't remember your face the rest of my life. Your name, I won't remember it 5 minutes after you told me it. And I've always been that way. And that I blame on my mom. We had a restaurant and a trailer court that had 100 trailers, and then 5 rental houses. And she used to tell me, don't worry about remembering their name. Just remember their face, and the name will come up in conversation. She should have never told me that because that's what I've done. I don't remember the name. Um, you watched Still Magnolias last night? I love that movie. They actually, do you know that that is really a bed and breakfast that you can go and stay in? I think it's in Natchez, Mississippi, or might be Natchez, Louisiana. If you go to the Southern Living, like the magazine Southern Living, their YouTube channel, um, they had the girl that is the main speaker, I guess, for Southern Living on YouTube. She and another girl that work at YouTube, not at YouTube, at Southern Living. Um, they went and showed the inside of it, and they stayed the night, and like it shows where Julia came down, frustrated about her pink nail polish, and it was really cool seeing it. And the rooms are like Clarice, and um, all the characters' names are what the rooms' names are. It was really neat. Um, no, I don't think it was Mississippi. I think it's Louisiana, if I remember right. Because at first I thought it was Mississippi, and then they said they showed us crossing into Louisiana, because she went through Jackson, Mississippi to get there, and which my mother-in-law is in Mississippi, and my husband's from Mississippi. So I was like, oh yeah, and then it was like, no, it's Louisiana. I was like, oh, okay, that's still okay. Okay, yeah, I was thinking it was in Louisiana. Um, but you have to go, and it's the Southern Living, like the Southern Living magazine. Go to their YouTube channel, and it's on there, and talking about it was the 30th anniversary. And I was just like, that just sounds so crazy that it's been 30 years since that movie. That one and Fried Green Tomatoes. I love that movie. I think they're hilarious. But I like the Southern movies. I do, and all the chick flicks. um, It's not the same Natchez. It's not. I may be saying it wrong too. It sounds like Natchez, but it's not spelt the same as Natchez, Mississippi. I know right where that is. Been there. Um, I know Saturday Night Fever. That's you're right, Grandma Joe. 1977. It's just like, oh my gosh, I remember. And he was such a hunk of. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, I mean, we've gotten old, but you know what? That's okay. We've got lots of memories. That's what I was saying last night. Some of these YouTubers that are the young family channels, is so hard for me not to go, honey, you can da 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 da, and this will work. Been there, done that, got through the badge, and it works. So I have to kind of refrain at times from leaving comments because I want to tell them, oh, if you'll try this. And I have been bad about like, oh, we get that stain out, do this. I have to catch myself that I'm not here to advise people. I'm here to motivate and inspire people. But yeah, those old movies, you can't beat them. You cannot beat them. Davita, you've gotten awful quiet. I'm surprised you're not chiming in here with some kind of movie that you remember. Davita is our movie buff, and she comes up with movies I totally forgot even existed. Yes, we do. And our parents used to tell us that we would think they were just, crazy and didn't know what they were talking about. And I remember mom, well, if you do blah, blah, blah for the baby, blah, blah. And I'm like, Mom, that's what they may have done years ago, but we don't do it that way now. And, you know, what I was trying to do didn't work. And I ended up trying her way and it worked. And I was like, oh, I don't want you to be right, but you're right. It would be so frustrating. I can remember one of the ladies, um, that was a good movie too. For sure, go to. You're right. What is your actual name? Really, Grandma Joe? That is cool. That is so cool. There you go, Bella. Yep. How do you say it? Natchez? Am I saying it right or wrong? Duh, you just told me that, didn't you? I'll be okay. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's in and out. Um, that is so cool, Grandma Joe. Well, my daughter-in-law. I don't know how many of you watch. I don't watch it. I just when I know she's going to be on. Has been in Because I went to tell you now, I can't remember the name of it. The zombie show. What's the show that's on TV about zombies? Um, where they came and everyone's fighting, trying to keep them. So whatever that show is, my daughter-in-law's been on it a couple times, uh, and it was pretty cool watching her. So the only time I've watched it just to watch her. Yeah, she was an extra, but she was actually like she was one that was in the camp, and she wasn't a zombie. She was like one of the battles, and she was on there for several episodes. A year ago, maybe 2 years ago now. But isn't that funny? They only paid you like $35. And that, don't you wish you could make the money they make now? I sit there and I say that, and I don't know what I would do with that amount of money. I'd be just, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Um, don't you wish you still had that check that you could frame and say, hey, look what I did? I really was in there. That is really cool. Not too many people can say something like that. That's just amazing, Dee. I hate spell check, and some of the things I put on, and my husband, he gets mad at me. He's like, "Why are you actually texting?" You know, like when I'm leaving comments on channels, he's like, "Why are you actually texting?" And I'm like, "Because I need to say this." And he's like, "Just do voice text." And I'm like, "You don't understand. The phone does not understand Southern, and it does not like my voice." And so I'll text stuff, and then I'm sitting there going, "Okay, this one's for what is it, damn autocorrect? You know, this text needs to go there because that's not what I said." And he's like, "Oh, yes, it is." And he'll grab the phone and he'll read it and he'll just start laughing. He says, "You don't talk Southern, you talk hick." I'm like, "Okay, Southern hick. That's what I am, a Southern hick." Um, I am from Kentucky, Western Kentucky, and my husband is from South Mississippi. Uh, so between the two of us, we've got our own drawl. We just talk our own talk. Um, Nachinado. Okay, yeah, I want to go there. I mean, it looks so fun and so pretty. And then um, there was a, excuse me, they went to a restaurant that's in another movie. Um, you'll have to go and watch that episode. I think it says the 30th anniversary of, I just went blank. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm talking about. But you'll have to go on their channel. It's the Southern Living Magazine's YouTube channel. And they went to some other restaurant that's been in a movie. And it's like, reminds you of the 50s drive-in, but it's not a drive-in. It's just like that sock hop feeling inside. It was pretty cool. Oh, I can imagine well, okay. I know who you are now. It's clicking. It's clicking now that you said that. Um, yeah, you get, well, my ex-husband and I, for a while, lived in Pennsylvania. And he would come home from work and he'd say, "Who'd you talk to at home today?" And I'm like, "What makes you think I talked to anybody at home today?" And he's like, "Because your southern accent's back and you only get it when you talk to people from home." And so I couldn't even lie and just not tell him because I sounded like myself when I would talk to somebody from home. And I was like, dang it. But yeah, I'm bad about picking up accents of where I am. Um, Bella, when I was there in Canada, I came home going, A, A, and my friends would go, B, C. And I'm like, shut up. Yeah, they would make fun of me for when I come from being up in Canada. But yeah, I was really bad about the A. Well, Bella reminds me of one of my best friends. And I told her the other day, I said, "You've got to get on and watch Bella's channel because she's you with a little bit of Greek. You two look so much alike and laugh alike and act alike. It's so funny." Oh, see, Grandma Joe, see how blessed you've been. You've gotten to see things. I, I I can't help it, and I don't realize I do it. Is the bad part. But if I've talked to somebody, and like my husband's family, a lot of them still live in Mississippi. And then if they're not in Mississippi, let me reword that, my husband's mother's side of the family are in Mississippi or Alabama. And so when I go down there and spend any time with them, I pick up the accent. And then his father's family are in Iowa and Nebraska. And so it just, wherever I am, I end up sounding like them if I'm there very long. Um, let's see. Yes, West Virginia, Virginia. That was the wonderful part when my husband worked for Blue Apron Foods up in New Jersey. When the job was done, it was done right before my birthday, like the day before, I believe. And so we went on up into the New England states, and then came back down through Virginia and West Virginia and went to North Carolina. And we had so much fun. It was wonderful. And that's where I'm saying there is advantages. Um, excuse me. Why I've got the indigestion so bad. Um, oh, that's sad. Let's see. So, are you originally from Louisiana, Bella? I don't know. Why do I got in my head that you're Greek? Where did I get that? Did I just imagine that? Or have you said that sometime on your channel? So, like Jazzy's named because my husband for 24 years worked for Shell Oil off the Gulf of Mexico. And he was in Louisiana, you know, and that's how we came up with. Hi, Lynn. Sorry I didn't see you come on. How are you tonight? But yeah, I love, well, I love to travel. So maybe that's another reason why this um, RV living, full time RV living, doesn't bother me because I really do enjoy traveling, and we can travel and I can go sightseeing and all that stuff. Tomorrow, I'm hoping if the weather permits, to go start filming the quilts on the barns because there's like 37 of them all together, and I think that's pretty cool. Is Davita still on here? She's awful quiet. Well, it started out a Bible study, Lynn, and we have now gone into just chatting and having a good time with each other. Right now, we're in southeast. Is that right? Yeah, southeast Indiana, by Evansville area or Princeton, in that area of Indiana. Um, so uh, we still have our house. I've got to go home and get everything packed up and get it ready for sale and all that stuff. Um, which I'll probably be doing that maybe next week. I don't know. I have my grandchildren that live up in this area. I'll have them. My daughter and her husband are going on a Greek. Going on a Greek. I was reading your comment, Bill. They're going to the Caribbean, and so we're going to keep the kids while they're on their vacation. It got really windy, probably about 11 o'clock last night, and rained and all. But now, after let's say probably 10:30, somewhere in there, it cleared up and it's been nice. Um, but like the night before last, it got down in the 50s, and it was cold. I was like, it's not supposed to be cold. It's almost June. It's not supposed to be cold, but it got really cold. But now we have not had the bad. They were more north of us, um, so it was. I'm thankful. My parents are immigrants. Let's see. My parents are immigrants. My mom came when she was 12, and my dad came. Okay, cool. So were you born in Louisiana? Is that where you're originally from? See, now I'm second generation. Yeah, my daughter is a traveling nurse. Now she's not, but she was doing traveling nurse, and she was in Abilene. And they said that a block from where their apartment was got hit in Abilene, and she, her friends, one of her friends that she worked with at the hospital, his house is gone, and it broke her heart. Um, oh, how did I miss that? I can't. The comments either they go really slow or they go really fast. Um, it is. It has been, and here we go back into, it says you won't be able to tell the time of the year by the seasons towards the end. And as I've said many times, I really think that we are getting towards the end of time, that we better get our act together, because we may not have time to get our act together. Um, we had a really cold winter, colder than normal, and then it felt like summer was never going to leave. I said, I'm from PA. Went and landslides. Oh my goodness. What part of Pennsylvania? I lived near Corey in um, Erie. There we go. Um, we were right there, right next to the state line of New York and Pennsylvania. I think we are. I really do. Oh, that's cool. Well, see, this is what we were talking about, that we all need to meet up. It's so funny how we've got family and have come from different areas, and it'd just be so cool the stories we have to share if we were actually able to in person. It's like Davita said, if we were all in one room, it'd be so noisy with all of us talking. So now, have you yourself, Dee, had any storms hit your home or your town? Okay, so you were south of us. Okay, Grandma Joe, that was not you. Sorry, it was random. Um, yeah, these storms, man. It's crazy. Well, Bitty Boo Brown was just on. She just got off a little bit ago, and she lives in Oklahoma. And she said that one hit 50 miles from her house tonight. And it's just like, oh my gosh. Mm. You see, Bella, aren't you glad you're in Canada? You're not having all this mess. But I think this rain from these tornadoes and stuff is supposed to be heading up that way. I'm not sure if it's going. I don't know. I kind of think it's going by Buffalo, so that may actually get kind of close to you. Um, it's the way it was moving up the map. Okay, you laughed and I missed it, Davita. I was just like, but Davita's not naming movies, and she's our movie buff. We were talking about being the 30th anniversary of Steel Magnolias this year. That'd be fun, Grandma Joe. That would. I have a book written by his daughter. I wish I had it here with me. It's a very, very good book. Gosh, I've been through Dallas. I've never lived there though. He is. I mean, he's on. He's got a TV show, or he did. I assume he still does. But the book written by his daughter, it's kind of like the typical preacher's kid, rebelled, and how the love of God is what saved her. It's a really, really good book. I'll have to get it when I go home, and I'll share it with y'all. But it's a really good book. You have to. Who is Terry Silverfoy, Bella? Oh, he has a YouTube channel? You write that down. I won't remember. What's his name again? Where'd it go? Um, Terry Evil. Where'd you go? Boy. I'm glad I wrote that down because my mind read Joy. um, oh, that's cool, Lynn. Yes, I listen to Christian music. You're not happy in Canada. Okay, I was thinking y'all were getting in. But now, Canada doesn't usually get that many tornadoes and stuff, does it? Like, I don't know if I just don't hear them because I'm so far south that we're not getting that news. But from what I've heard, I don't hear that much about tornadoes and stuff hitting up in Canada area or Alaska or any of those areas. Yeah, there are so many. Um, I still have CDs. Um, there are so many CDs um, that I would love to be able to put like in the background of my videos. But of course, I get copyright infringement and be in all kinds of trouble. We might be in Pensacola, Lynn. So maybe if we get there, we can meet up. Uh, that's all in God's timing, but we may be working in Pensacola in just another month or so. That's where I'm really hoping we get. I would love to go down there. But now, right now, isn't. It's a woman. Okay. I don't know why my mind said a man. Does she have a YouTube channel, Bella? Okay. Well, then Pensacola's not. I mean, it's in the Panhandle area, so that wouldn't be bad. Thank you, Dee. I'm glad you got to join us. I appreciate you coming by. And if you all will give me a thumbs up, you know the routine. It helps other people find me. Um, oh, how cool! So she does have a YouTube channel, Bella. I'll have to go check her out. And Dee, I think I'm on your channel. I think I'm subscribed to you. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. Thank you. You have a YouTube channel, Grandma Joe? I didn't know that. I'm so stupid. Well, I'll go check you out too. Snow and snow. Oh God, I am not a cold weather. When I was little, I didn't mind it. Of course, you could make snowballs and all that stuff. But now that I'm older, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want it so hot that I'm dying because I do believe you can put more clothes on than you can take off, and still be able to go in public. We'll put it that way. But there's even a point that when you've taken everything off, you can still be hot when it's hot. Um, so I like the fact that I can put clothes on to stay warm, but I don't like being in the cold. Night, Dee. You have a great night and a good day at work tomorrow. Grandma Joe, are you going to bed too? Did I miss something? Or were you just okay? I didn't think you were going to bed. I think you were just telling Dee, the frustrated gardener, good night. Yeah, I'm 99% sure I'm um, her subby. Okay, okay. I was like, I can get confused pretty quick. I might have got confused. I wasn't sure. Well, Grandma Joe, I'm gonna have to go. Where's my phone? I can do it on my phone. Um, is your handle your channel is Grandma Joe? Grandma Jokes. Oh, there you are. Well, Grandma Joe, I just became a subby. Cool. Now, is she take it here in the States, or is she in Canada, Bella? Really? Did I write her name down right? Sevillie. Okay. Well, let me call Vonder. Um, Terry Sevillie. There she is. Okay, I just subscribed and sent for notifications. That way, I'll watch her. When we get off here, I may turn her on. Watch her and Grandma Joe. I became a friend of yours too. I didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. I'm so sorry. And here we've talked for several weeks, and I had no idea you had a channel. It was kind of crazy on my part. I apologize. um, but yeah, we, as Davida was saying, not only just us being able to have a group of women that we can get together and worship the Lord and lift each other up. Walking Dead, Davida, yes, that's the show my daughter-in-law was in. She was one of the warriors or one of the survivors or whatever. Yeah. Well, thank you. Um, but then we have so many people, you know, God has made a way for people to learn about Him with so many talented, Joyce Myers has a YouTube channel. Um, Priscilla Shear has a YouTube channel. Um, there's just so many wonderful um, spiritual leaders out there that we can connect to just on YouTube. And we're so blessed. Okay, Jaws makes me laugh, and I laugh only because my cousin was the football coach. Okay, high school football coach, and he was a stocky guy, and all the football coaches or all the coaches got together and went and saw Jaws, and in the movie, um, where the shark comes up and grabs everybody. I can't remember if it was my cousin jumped into the other coach's lap or the other coach jumped into my cousin's lap. That scared the wee jeepies out of them. And when they were telling us about it, I just lost it because, I mean, you have to, it's like, you know, NFL players jumping on each other because they got scared. And it was too funny. That's the only part. I have never watched it, all of it. Just that one little part because of that story. I had to see what scared them, and these are these big buffy men that aren't supposed to be scared of anything, and that part scared the jeepers out of them. Okay, I will go and watch her for sure. Texas has got a lot of, that's where Priscilla is. Um, there's a lot of evangelists and stuff in Texas, in Louisiana. You don't really hear that many. Now that I think about it, you don't hear that many up north. They're more down south. Now that I sit here and think about it for a minute. Yes. My husband was watching a movie. What was it the other night? I can't remember the name of it, but she had really short hair in it, and she was really really pretty. I was like, good gosh, you know, she's knocking that wig and pulling it off good. Which bank? Blank, bank. What is that, Davita? I've never heard of it. I would like to live there, and then like there's several people that I follow on YouTube that have channels from there. Um, yeah, it was crazy. Like today, ones that were on earlier, Jazzy, just shot out the door and took off to the campsite, two campsites down from us, and was just loving on them and all. They were sitting outside, and come to find out, um, their oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Their son has a YouTube channel, and oh my God, I got the hiccups. Um, I got to meet him and subscribe to his channel. He does more UFOs and that kind of stuff. But it was still, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was still really neat actually meeting another YouTuber, and he was like, "Oh well, I'll help you do this," and all that, and it was really neat getting to meet him. And they had actually moved. They were from this area and had moved to my area, and they were just up here visiting, and I thought that was pretty cool. Well, I used to live in San Jose back when I was 18. I think about that, and I think my mother, her gray hairs, I'm the one probably gave them to her because I graduated high school and thought I had the world by the tail and jumped in my little car and drove clear to California. I'm like, I would, I, I would absolutely lose my mind when my daughter moved to Oregon. Oh my God, you'd have thought that she didn't know how to drive. I was like, you call me all the time today. You call me when you stop. And we didn't have cell phones back then. Just get in the car and go and follow truck drivers on the CB. I think about that and I think, man, those really were probably dangerous times, but people just weren't so mean as they are now. Found a group that call Silver. I am have led Celebrate Recovery, um, and then there's another group called Overcomers, and they started in Oklahoma. Another very good group. Overcomers at like Celebrate Recovery is for anyone. You don't have to be a drug addict. You don't have to be alcohol. It isn't that, and that's the bad part. Is these programs have gotten so stereotyped that that's what they're only for. It can be overcoming grief. It can be overcoming bad marriage. It can be overcoming childhood trauma. It can be overcoming a whole lot, and um, that's a pretty good group. It is a wonderful program, Lynn. It is, and especially if it's led correctly. If it's led like it's supposed to be, it's a good, very good program. And you may want to check out, like I said, it's called Overcomers. Um, that is, I got more personally out of Overcomers, um, but I can't really say that. That's not true because I've gotten out of both, especially dealing with my childhood. I was able to finally forgive. Yes, codependency. Yes, and it can be, there's sex addicts, there's gambling, there's all kind of addictions. It's not just drugs. Yeah, I want to go visit Davita too. Davita, do you have room in your house for all of us? Where's the nearest hotel? Yeah, that sounds good, Grandma Joe. Yeah, we just need to all just load in the car and drive to Davita's and see what we ought to do is we ought to just all load up and go and surprise her at work. Just all of us get together on the side and not let her know and just show up at her work. Can't DC my girl. What now? Oh, I would love to go out there again. I love San Jose. It was fun. Oh well, Bella, then you have no excuse not to go out that way. You have a good reason because you're not real far from Los Angeles, are you, Davita? You all make me sick. I have no one. Well, I do. I have my biological dad's family's out there. You're not a fan of California? Why not? I'm not a fan anymore of San Francisco when anybody can go in there and the sanctuary city. I think that's a bunch of baloney. I think if you do something wrong, you should pay the price. I don't care who you are. No bitch for me. You are so funny, Grandma Joe. The what city? San Francisco. It's called a sanctuary city. I think that's what they call it. And that's where um, the guy that was he'd been extradited out of the United States back to Mexico. He committed crimes here. Um, he'd been in trouble in Mexico, and he got back over here. And a father and his daughter were walking along. I don't remember if it was the pier or somewhere, and he shot and killed her. And they can't touch him. They can't do anything to him. They can't extradite him back or anything else because he's in Sanctuary City. Oh, I can see you. I couldn't see you when you went to feed your doggies. Yeah, I see Davita's message. That's what I was saying. I can't see the girls. I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm trying to keep up. I'm falling behind. Can you tell? Um, that's why I was asking you, Davita. Do you got room for all of us to come stay with you, or where's the nearest hotel so we can make reservations? Yeah, Bella, you're just gonna have to like California to go. But then we have to let her know in advance because I do not want to be going down the street and the coyotes and stuff come after us. That would be my luck. That would be my luck. The deer don't bother me. Well, they do, but I don't want to hit them with a car. That the road that in chapter 15, the highway that I'm videoing, that is actually Interstate 69. I have to be very careful how I say that because it can be taken very wrong. But it used to be the West Kentucky Parkway, and now it's part of the Interstate 69 system. And you have to be extremely careful because of the deer. Um, for warm hot weather. I'm ready for warm weather. I definitely am. It got up to 82 here today, I think. I love road trips. Um, and it is a very pretty scenery going back. Especially, I wish I would have videoed when the trees were just starting to bud and stuff. It was beautiful. And in the fall, it's really pretty. Um, I'll have to video there. And what was so funny was my camera, where it's sitting on my dash, it is further. What am I trying to say? If you watch that video and you'll see a truck cut in front of me and turned around and went the other way, did a U-turn, and I actually about hit the tail end of his truck. Um, but you in the video it doesn't show. It looks like I'm way back there, and I'm really not that far back. I mean, I had to hit the brakes not to hit the tail end of his trailer. It was crazy. Oh, that'll be cool. That would be really cool. Back when I was like 20, um, a baby deer, its mama got killed in a combine, and they found the baby deer, and our neighbor raised it. And His name was CJ. And when he was little, he liked me. As he got older, he didn't like me a whole lot. He would scare me, and he ended up jumping the fence when he got into rut. And never knew whatever happened to him. But yeah, you could walk up and pet him and feed him out of your hand, and it was kind of cool. Um, that would be so nice to get that picture. Yeah, my husband, of course, is a deer hunter, so it's kind of crazy. Go back and read. I made a few. Okay, Davida, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you, girlie? Let's see. Um, I got Bella. Okay, you're. Is it before you said can't see my girls? Were you up there? My dad was funny and accent. Okay, I got where your dad about your dad's accent. Come over, Grandma Joe, and we can buy her. There we go, Davida. We can all write a book and make a movie. That'd be great. Okay, Davida. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I didn't get that part because I don't see it. All I see is where you said hi to Lynn, um, and then to California, Bella, and then where you said I can't see what you said. So no, I can't see what you said there. It didn't. It didn't show up on my screen. Um, well, hubby hasn't gotten to hunt in several years because of of this lifestyle. Um, but he likes to hunt. Now, I don't like deer meat. Um, I don't eat it, but he does. But I don't. And he believes that God put the animals there for our consumption. And I'm like, okay, you can have them. I won't eat squirrel. I won't eat all that stuff that he eats. But yeah. Did you all hear last night? And I never got anyone's opinions on what I want to do in June. That I'd like to do summer salad Saturday, and all of us put a salad up each Saturday of the month of June. Um, our favorite salads. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have things that we can use this summer. Um, it can be a green salad. It can be whatever, um, pasta salads or whatever. I just think it'd be fun to share our recipes with each other because there's 300 different ways to make potato salad, and I think it'd be neat just to see how other people fix meals. I don't know who all would like to join me in doing that. I don't want to do it by myself. That'd be kind of crazy. Yeah, you're right, Bella. You're right. Well, that's not nice. Everyone has their own eating style. I mean, that'd be like making fun of somebody being on keto or something. If you do it and you feel good about it, go for it. Probably a lot healthier. You don't get all the chemicals unless you do organic. Well, I'm going to make the announcement video tomorrow and put it up for Friday about the summer salad thing. So if any of you would like to join, I would love to have you. The video may be messaging you saying, "How do I do a playlist?" Because that's where I struggle. I can't ever even get on somebody else's playlist. And I really want to do your house tour. Of course, I can't do that, Davida, because I'm not home. Um, okay, have I froze up? I can't really tell because the last thing I see is about Grandma Joe talking about being vegan. Okay, it doesn't have to be, you know, like I'm going to do a pasta salad, um, and then a taco salad, and um, oh, I understand, Bella. I do. I just figured if anybody, I did something like salads because it was kind of quick and easy to do, and it'd be something that you could actually eat after you did it. And I thought, well, somebody can do that while they're fixing dinner and video just that little bit of making a salad. Um, and like I said, Vita the other night was sitting there naming all these salads. It was just making me so hungry. I was like, oh, I just want to go eat my weight. But if anybody can, that's great. If not, then that's okay too. I thought it'd be fun to get some new recipes for things that we could eat this summer and um, that we could share with our viewers. Um, but I was just trying to think of something different, and that's the only thing I could come up with at the time. Um, well, friends, we've been on here 2 hours and 10 minutes already. How do we get on these lives and have so much fun and get talking and never we just totally lose track of time? It's just crazy. Because I love being on there. I could stay on here the rest of the night. I think it would be a blast. But I don't know how that would work. But yeah, it says we've been on 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 17 seconds right now. I'm like, really? How'd that happen? You're right. You're right, Joe. We're awesome people. We just got a good friendship going, and I think that's wonderful. Um, that we've all gotten close to each other, and we can talk and we can cut up with each other and pick on each other and pray for each other and laugh and cry with each other. I just think it's amazing. It is truly amazing. And Bella, I love your anchor. I think that is so cute. I just don't have enough wine corks. I'll have to steal them from my daughter or something. Maybe try to make one. I thought that was really cute. I watched that today. Um, I'll have to go watch Grandma Joe's. I didn't. I feel so silly not knowing you had a channel. Oh, you're more than welcome, Lynn, and thank you for joining us. And I'm gonna shut the live down just because it's already my time, 5 after 10. Um, and I know a lot of people have got to get ready for bed and go to work and all that fun stuff in the morning. But I thank you all for joining me and being a part of this live. Um, it was fun hanging out. Well, I can't wait to watch your videos. I'm going to watch them tonight. I'll leave you messages so you'll know I've been on. um, I will definitely be on. And Lynn, thank you for subscribing too. I can't wait to watch your videos, Grandma Joe. Or Joe. I'm just going to call you Joe. You and I are the same age. We don't need to call each other. Well, you have a great night too, honey, and I love you all, and thank you so much for joining. I want to close this out in prayer real quick. This is going to be a short, quick prayer. So I will close this out real quick, and I'll go on and tell you all bye, and I'll shut down after the prayer. Dear God, we just ask you to be with each of us, help us understand and hear you, and hear your voice when you're talking to us. Help us use the weapons that you're teaching us to battle Satan. Be with those sick, be with those in the storms, be with the ones that are suffering. Lord, just give peace and comfort and strength to those that are needing it. You know what is going on in this world, and we don't have to name it. You already know it, Lord. But we thank you for your love. We thank you for your son dying on the cross and for the forgiveness of our sins. We ask these things and give praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, friends, I love you all. Good night.